Welcome back. Here's video number 2, which is about movements and turning. So I've got my checklist open on Google Classroom, and number 1, find the movement block command. So like I said before, these are all commands at the bottom. So right in the green tray, you're going to have medium motor, large motor, and then you have move steering, move tank. Now, large motor is only going to move one motor at a time, but when we're driving, we want both the left and the right side going, so we're going to use move steering. For this, you see how it says port B plus C? Right off the bat, I want you to write that down in your notes. Left motor, and it matches up, so B is on the left, that's the left motor. C's on the right, it's the right motor. If ever that's wrong for if ever you need to change which motor is being used for this, you click on it and you can change the individual motor. Okay, so now we've got move steering, and that checks us off of number 1. Changing speed, angle of turn, and distance. Alright, objective 2. So, you're going to see a bunch of settings on any command block that you use. And for this one in particular, you're going to have on for rotations. Okay, that's selected. Rotations would be wheel rotations. So the wheel spins 1 time, it spins 2 times. Degrees, there are 360 degrees in one rotation. Seconds, that's time. I don't know how many seconds there's one rotation. I think it changes, I don't know, beats me. On, we'll get into that later, and off just turns off the motor. Okay, steering. If I go negative 100, it's all the way to the left. Positive 100, it goes all the way to the right, and I just click that, and there's a slider, or I can even just type my number in. Now, what this means, it's not 100% precise, but if I did 56, then that means that it's going to be turning the right wheel backwards and the left wheel forwards a little bit, so it'll start turning. I always crank this all the way to 100 or negative 100 because I just changed the number of rotations or the degrees that the wheels spin to get my turns. Next one, they call it power. It's actually speed, but that's okay. It goes positive 100, negative 100. If you're going 100 speed, that's full power, full speed, forward. If you have a negative 100, backwards. So depending on what you need, positive and negative power. Let's see, rotations. So if I want to do 1 rotation, I type 1. If I want to do 1.5, 1.5. If I wanted to do 1 2/3, 1.67. You can add whatever numbers you want. That's it for making your robot move. It's really that simple. Just make sure that your steering is at 0 if you want it to go straight, power and 100 if you want it to go straight. And let's see. Angle of turn and distance. So if you were to put a left turn or a right turn, you just change the number of rotations, it'll turn more or less. And that's steering in left and right. So done, all 3. So let's get into the show your understanding portion at the bottom. The first step you're going to have to do is figure out how far 1 rotation of a tire will get you. So if you can answer this, you can use simple multiplication to figure out how far you got to go. For simplicity, if 1 rotation equals 12 inches, I can just set myself up with a fraction here, 12 inches, and you cross multiply. Let me just set this up. Okay, so let me just see. 1 rotation is 12 inches. 1 rotation is 12 inches equals blank rotations 24 inches. I can give you help with that anytime, but that's as simple as it is. You would just multiply that out and you would change your number in your rotations. So it would be 2 rotations would be 24 inches, 2 feet. So the size of the wheels are going to make a difference. If you have little wheels, it would be more rotations. If you have large wheels, it would be fewer rotations. Try it out.